All right. Hello, everyone. Lovely to see those of you who have joined us here at StartSchool on the 4th floor of Startup House. Yes. Everything all right? Yes. We can continue. Okay, we are live. So today, during the Digital Week of Latvia, we have gathered here amazing HR and leader representatives from Latvian companies and organizations and government institutions, people who are responsible for the who are involved in the selection and development of talent in their companies and organizations. And our goal with this discussion that we have here in a very small private format here today is to find out what are the current trends, what are the current needs, what do the employers look for, and how can we prepare the next employees, next candidates, next generation for the situation that we have in the job market. All right. Okay, so let's start with a quick kind of round of intros. Maybe you can introduce yourselves and tell a little bit about your company, what you are focusing on. Ilgers, will you go first?
No. Yes, hello. I'm working for Baltic Insurance. We are an insurance company. Non-life insurance products, that's our topic. Yep, I'm CTO and board member at the same time, so responsible for the technologies in the company, the innovations in the company as well. I'm leading, of course, IT department. What is important, I think, to mention regarding this topic that we have a flat organization and not like flat, but really flat. I'm the only one manager. I have 41 already employee in my team, but there isn't any title any title doesn't contain a word manager. So we are really working in a flat environment. So, and what else could be important that probably in the last, it's like 5 years. Yes, 5 years. We started as a 17 people team, so colleagues team, and now we are like as I told 41. So yes, I'm pretty involved in recruiting process and in talent development in my team. Yeah, thanks.
Anta has her
Yeah.
Anta,
for
please.
now. Hi.
Go ahead.
I'm Anta, and I'm from Citadel Bank, and I have recently joined Citadel Bank, but one thing I can tell about it, we are very proud to be actually the most digital bank in the Baltic states. And for many years, actually, we have had the focus on different digital solutions. And I think that today I can more share this perspective from what we are searching in the talents, for those that we are recruiting, for those who are already with us. Yeah, it probably will join us in the future.
Thank you. Gontis?
Yeah, Gunts Walters, I'm from LMT. What I do is actually I have a department of around 70 people. You all know LMT as mobile phones and provider. However, we have also a big part as a techco company. We have a group of companies. We have also new venture products. And my department specifically works on the new venture products. Means that we are creating communication modules. I have engineers, both hardware, firmware engineers. I have computer vision specialists, and we all do only on the new products. We are not working with a base network. We do that stuff. So yeah, team around 70 people, recruiting, all this stuff comes to me.
So a team of around 40 at the moment.
Yep.
Team of around 70 people. Ante, afterwards, I'll ask also you how big is the team that we're talking about here? But now, Gatis, yes, please.
Yes, hello, hi, my name is Gatis. I represent the government sector. I'm Deputy State Secretary for Ministry of Digital Transformation and Regional Development, or the title of the ministry is Smart Administration. So basically our duties or our mission is to make citizens' life easier in communicating with government by implementing technologies into government sector. So we are at the ministry level more responsible for the regulation things, but also dealing with some practical projects as well. And the second is our mission is to enable the adoption of emerging technologies within Latvia, also with the regulatory frameworks and so on, to make it as much as painless possible, but still regulated. So in my team, we are around 70 people, but it depends because some people are on project based, so they are the number of people is changing a little bit. And yeah, I think your next questions will go into details. Yes, thanks.
All right. How big would you say is the team that you are currently?
Around 70.
Around 70 as well. Okay. And Ante, yeah.
Yeah, for me it is a little bit different to answer because I'm from HR. So in my HR team there are 16 people, but to be honest, we are responsible for HR in all Baltic states. So it's around 1,300 people that we are talking about. Not all of them are in IT, but from all of them, we are expecting some interest in that.
Wonderful. So that's what I wanted to highlight here, that we have different sizes of teams represented here, and in the companies here in Latvia also, we have different team sizes, different needs therefore, and that's what we're looking for in this discussion as well. All right. So what are companies looking for in talent today? When you are hiring a new specialist, what are the things you're looking for, skills-wise, mindset-wise? So what is important? Who wants to go first?
I can go.
Yeah, Guntis, okay.
So if you talk about my team, like primary thing, major thing is culture fit. Like if you are not fitting into culture, we will not hire. And that's I think the biggest mistake what new people do. They think that skills matter most, but it's not that. If the company is not fit for you, we will see it in the interviews. Because for example, we are a big company. That means that we have also like more complex processes. It's not for everyone. Like my department is much more agile, so we can like fit to also those people who want that, but it's definitely not for everyone. And of course, the next thing is ability to learn new things, because the landscape is changing so rapidly currently that we cannot do without training new skills. Those are the big two things.
Thank you so much. Okay. Ante, you want to go next?
Yes, sure. I cannot say that we are looking for the same thing for all positions. Sometimes we are looking for experience in very particular field. Sometimes we are looking for very specific certificates which are needed for that role. But most often we are looking for motivation and for open mind to learn new things, and for willingness actually to do the job, to step up, and of course interest in the field where we are hiring as well. If, as I said, not all of them are particularly in technology, they could be also in different fields, but they must be interested in that as well.
Okay, thank you. Ilgurs?
Yes. So I think there will be like a couple things which will just overlap with the colleagues. Yeah. So curiosity, for sure, that's a very important thing, especially now when you actually like if you are hired as example programmer like 5 years ago, then of course the programming skills and like probably even some tests before you're hiring something if you want to compare with somebody who is very similar in that hiring process. But today, for sure, it's coming in the AI toolset, and you like asking questions which is already not so very well known, and actually you can't check them. Actually, that's based on experience what you are searching for. So curiosity about and interest in searching the new things and then find out the most efficient ways how to work today, exactly today. And yes, and cultural fit for sure in my team, like as well, like because this flat organization really like requires to fit. If it's not so, we already had a couple examples. It's just better to live like in a like yeah. So we are moving in a different directions with that employee in a long term. So then that's very important already in the hiring process to understand this cultural fit. And what else to highlight is that, of course, as already mentioned as well, if you are hiring for some exact project, then it's already is more specified knowledge what you are looking for. Yeah, and that then you can already go in a details in specific area. Yeah, and then knowledge and then skill set. Yeah, so that's what I said. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. So I will sum up until now, and then Gatis, we want to hear from you as well. So what I heard here is culture fit is very important, willingness to learn also very important, and so curiosity, interest in in the field that you're going into, super important. And so this was more from the technical teams and technical companies perspective, and now from the ministry's perspective as well. What is important in the public sector, maybe, or how you look at that? And I just will make a note that why we are also very happy to have Gatis here today with us in the discussion is because 4 of StartSchool first-year alumni are in the ministry, working in the ministry. So we're very happy to be contributing to the public sector development and technological development. So Gatis, yes, what are you looking for in the talent in the ministry?
Because of the specific of alumni you mentioned, and you may guess also on some requirements or the things we're looking for at the moment. But the public sector, one of the core things that how public sector differentiates also for private sector is that our target group is kind of all the society, it's not that specific. So we are, as now it's trendy, we look for the biggest context we can get better. So you have to have like a kind of context perspective on the things you are doing. You have to be able to see the context, what's important from one group of the society for other group of society and so on. So the context is one of the things to feel the context is essential. And of course, what we are looking for now is also these kind of T-shaped people. Yes, but it depends position from position, but the T-shaped people means that you have the context perspective, but you can go also and dig deeper in some specific things and getting technical also if it's necessary, because as we see now, okay, when we discuss in other questions, but that it's not about the technology, but it's about how you apply technology, and then you have to be able like to use it as your tool. And if you work with policy or you're implementing some regulation or you are some regulator and so on, it doesn't matter. The technology has to be one of the tools you are able to use. And then, of course, as efficiency is one of the core things now in the government, we are shrinking, but the tasks are not shrinking so quick as our employees. We are looking for self-starters. So we are looking for people that you don't need to manage on your micromanagement level day by day. You want, of course, it takes some time. We see in government, sometimes it takes, if it's specific role and you don't have a background, I know half a year to get like proper employee to manage the function. But this is the things that we are currently looking, I think, yes.
Thank you. I love to hear the self-starters in the public sector. I think that's a very good news for our public sector, for our country, that we get that this is a focus in the public sector as well. And I can definitely share from my experience as well as an organization leader that self-starters is definitely something that we're always looking for in the talent as well. All right, thank you for sharing that. So culture fit, willingness to learn, curiosity, interest in the field, self-starters, T-shape. I like that you mentioned that as well. I was recently learning from a study so that there's a new direction in talent that is X-shape, which is people who can work across different functions and do it together with the technology. So kind of X is for the crossing with working with humans and working with technology. But definitely also the T-shape is still very important. Let's talk about how are hiring decisions really made in your teams. Who wants to go first? Maybe talk about how does it all happen?
Maybe I can.
Yeah, you can go first.
Today I had a hiring session, so I can reflect on that process. It changes in government as well at the moment, and of course in government sector the specific, okay, you have like a threshold, the basic requirements you need. So you're looking, for example, from higher education. It's like a basic things you still need to get and analyze this kind of education academic education background. So it's still in for the threshold level you need to accept. But then, of course, it's about the way, about your past experience, about the portfolio of the things that you have done, and also about your ability to understand the concepts and the problem. So we are also switching now. Maybe it's not like a new thing for companies, but for government, it's not always like that. So we are also giving some practical homeworks before interviews, and then we are analyzing, and then we're discussing the subject matter to see what are the ways how people are thinking about the process and how they are making their decisions. And of course, there are like these formal things that we have to evaluate, but those aspects we take into account. And this academic education, I think it's 10% from the total evaluation scores that we currently are looking for. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I can fill in from my side. Some of the things will be very similar because like academic education, all the credentials, it's like to meet the threshold. Without that, it's very hard to come to the second interview. But we do homeworks. But we are not testing your skills in homeworks. We are testing your ability to explain things, to check your way of thinking. That's the very critical thing, because homeworks are not intended to check the specific skill or how can you program on that. Basically, we want to see you in interview and ask you tough questions, see how you can answer that, how you can make how you decided those things. And yes, as I mentioned, also we have one more step is like we bring in bigger part of the team for the culture fit interview. So we change people during the different interviews to see more like, so there is different opinions from our side. There is not only one or two people who saw that candidate, but more. What I want to add is now lately is regards AI use. Use it sparingly, but use it, because I want for you to be able to explain. You can do research, you can do everything, but afterwards I want you yourself be able to explain what is written there. And if you would say that you are not using AI at all for interview preparation, that would be, I would say, red flag, because now the tools are available while you are not using at all. So those are some things from my side.
So for us, it very much depends on position. Again, we don't have the same process for every single position. But for majority, what we have, the first screening for the CVs, how it is put together. I would say that academical education is important and will definitely get you higher, however, is not the main thing to choose from. The main thing will be experience or latest thing that you have done. Either it's training, either it's education, or it's work, but it will be, I think, most relevant. So that would be the first part. The second part would be the first interview, where actually it is less about what is written in the CV and more about how you are answering the questions. The way that how you are speaking, the way how you are presenting yourself is kind a little bit saying whether you are going to be fit in our team or not, whether you have the right energy for this team or not. And it either happens with our talent acquisition manager or with the hiring manager, either or. Then, depending on positions, there could be tasks, homeworks. There could be second or third interviews where you are either exposed to more team members or more managers even, or you have to do the homework and present it afterwards. I was asking, actually, do you ask about using AI in the interviews? And about 80% of our hiring managers are asking whether you use AI, how you use it. And if you are saying no, it's the same red flag. They are most probably will be very deeply considering whether to move forward. However, when it comes to the homework, we have different approaches from different hiring managers. There are hiring managers who have quitted to give homework, saying that they are going to use AI anyway. Then there are hiring managers who give the homework, say, please use the AI, and I want to see how. And then they are they are managers who give the homework and say, please do not use the AI. I want to see what you can do without it. So again, it is very much affected by which role, which manager, which team, where exactly are we. We have combination from all of it.
Yeah.
Nothing much to add. So regarding specifically from my position or Baltia, then and regarding technology vacancies perspective, so it's mainly about IT programmers, testing engineers, or analysts IT. So so we don't have exercises at all. Almost there is only one thing when the exercise is coming in, if there is really very too similar or very like the decision couldn't be made without additional information. So yes, so that could be one thing, and I'm trying really to do everything in one interview. That's of my time saving and from that person time saving perspective. So if I see that cultural fit is there already, I see that the experience is there for if what we are looking for, and what I didn't mention before, but I'm looking very closely, is this person owning the outcome of the things what he's doing. So this is like responsibility of the outcome, and do not be afraid to fail. Yes, if those are like likely already good, then I already like scheduling time for my teammate or two, like, depends on position, and I'm welcoming them, or on site if the interview is like going on, or online, and just connecting them there, and we are continuing already in a bigger team to finish the interview and then make actually the decision. So the aim always is to have everything and get everything in one interview. So it's sometimes half an hour. If it's bad, could be 10 minutes, but like half an hour until the hour, that's the aim. So probably that's I can add to all those. Yeah.
Very agile, very, very quick and agile. Really cool. And what I hear from all these answers is that there are different approaches to hiring. Some processes are much longer, some processes are much faster. But what I see as common grounds is that education is what gets you into the threshold. So it's a benchmark that the CV is weighed upon. But then the most important thing afterwards is how do people think? Understanding how people think, how they speak and present themselves. So training to talk about yourself, your skills, your capabilities, and presenting yourself is very important. Some organizations do have homework, some don't. Sometimes in the homework you're encouraged and allowed to use AI. Sometimes you're not. So there can be differences. But I hear that not using AI, if you are allowed to use AI, feels like a red flag, right? So really kind of using AI and admitting that you are using AI, but explaining how you're using it for your benefit. I think that's what I am taking away from here, and owning the outcome. So again, I think this, in my opinion, relates well to the self-starters. So the people who take ownership of what they're doing and proactively create things and are not don't need to be micromanaged. All right. So I already heard here in the answers how AI has changed some of the selection process, some of the hiring process. But maybe you want to add some more things since there now is a lot of digitalization and AI has come into our daily lives and works. How has that affected, or how is that affecting the hiring processes, or any other aspects for the future talent that they should keep in mind?
Maybe I could start
Yeah.
with answer. Regarding hiring processes, I can say from HR, we are currently digging into all the solutions to actually add AI to the hiring process at all. So we can have less time spent in the interviews as well. However, what has changed, I think, is the quality standard. If you can use AI and make a beautiful CV, then actually the CV which is not up to the quality standards is kind of not acceptable anymore. It's like not using the this Grammy or spell check when you are writing the email or document. Of course, mostly you are going to do it right, but for this one mistake, which shouldn't be there, you can still check it. So this quality standard is up. The same in the answers, how you are answering, how you are communicating. So you have a tool to improve that as well. The other thing that we are looking for when we are thinking, how do you use this AI, is how can you actually improve the processes? How can you make the work more efficient? And this is what is expected. We expect people to be more efficient and to do actually the things in the better way. We are expecting that not only from those that we are hiring, but also from those who are already in our organization. We really expect that they are going to learn about AI, and then they come back and they implement actually those tools and make improvements in our processes from what they learned.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can add about AI, don't ask AI to write your motivation letter. Don't ask it to do that. It's immediately seen. Discuss with them. Discuss, hey, I wrote my motivation letter, what I'm missing, what points I should add, and so on. Don't use it just plainly to write, because that's obvious. When you have seen like tens or hundreds of CVs. And that's why we do homeworks, because we understand that everybody can write with AI very nice presentations, everything. That's how we check thinking, because I have seen presentations people send, they start presenting, they say, hey, for this product to launch, we need 10% of the market. And you can ask, hey, what market? And it's like, I don't know. So thank you. Because that's like, we understand it's easy to write. The barrier is very low, but you need to be able to explain every word besides it. That I think what's changed a lot using AI. Yeah.
regarding the last one is that we also today in interview, like the other colleague we were interviewing together, he was asking questions. Okay, we had a homework and we are allowed to use AI. We just said that okay, you need to own the output of that, and the question was which is the one thing that could fail in your plan. So and if he was like preparing and he was like thinking over, so he would be able to answer what might go wrong. Yeah, but if he's just like presenting all the good scenario, the positive scenario, and he used the AI, probably he wouldn't be thinking about like those probably things that might go wrong. So. But regarding AI, that I think one of the things that also currently not for all positions we can ask, and but we are what we are looking that the people which come, they were not expecting that there is some CAIO and so on into organization who will take care about AI implementation into the processes and so on. So we want that people would own their processes and see how the technology can help improve this process. And this is one of the things that we would look for the candidates. And the other aspect is we see that government some year ago, I think the perception was that AI will replace government employees and so on. So we are not looking at all like that on potential application of AI into government sector. It's about how people which we hire could work like 5x, 10x or something like that. Yes, and then you need to see that the people are able to use it as a tool properly for this specific role he is applying to. So, and we are not dreaming about that we will replace all the public sector with AI, but we are looking for people which could work like more productive with these tools.
If I can add before that about this productivity and efficiency, definitely like we are enabling AI tools. We understand that people will become more efficient with them, and also with agentic AI like programming. You need to know how to use them, but in a couple of months we will be there that most of the most of positions will require that. Because like I had good conversation with one of my colleagues today. He said, yeah, I can do before meeting, I write a prompt for agentic AI. After the meeting, I come back, I'm starting review already what is written there. So it's time saving quite a lot of things. But of course, you need to know what you are doing. And I think this is slight disadvantage for junior people because that market is shifting a bit, like mid and senior roles understand much better what they can expect as outcome, and junior roles are more at risk. However, like what I always tell to my colleagues, that we still need to recruit those juniors because we need for them to become mid and seniors after some while. So it's not eliminated, but it's changing.
Yes, and regarding juniors, so this is about this cultural fit that you're actually growing this knowledge of the exact job what he will do or she, but at the same time he knows and adapts to your culture, and that's very good for long-term cooperation. But yeah, I will just add on top. But I think that's one of the headlines of what the colleagues already told, that stay human. So everything what is generated, you are just repeating that, so you are artificial. So really, you need to stay your own in the interview. That's I think very important because like this human to human speaking, and we will work together. We need to understand how we are like thinking about the job, about tasks, about daily routine, whatever. It's like a human being in the end of the day. But yes, those tools, of course, curiosity, again, we'll highlight this about overall the tools. Or you are like planning your travel, or you are really a programmer who are using daily and writing prompts, drinking coffee, reading, and adjusting the code. So that's the thing what is necessary, and this culture about innovation and AI implementation in a daily job, that's gonna come if this curiosity will be around the team, and in the end of the day there will be already standards, and we will start to require some things which is like mentoring, and some of them already becomes like that. So yeah, that's what I can add from my side.
All right, thank you. So just to sum up some of the things that I heard here. So since the introduction of AI and digitalization, quality standards have gone up. So you have to have top-notch quality, even to your simple CV has to look good. More efficiency is in the processes, but also expected from the candidates. Don't use AI to write your motivation letter. Your motivation has to be your own motivation, not your AI's motivation, right? And I think, yeah, so staying human. I like the last part that you're saying. So even with the digitalization and rise of AI, being and staying human is what makes us stand out and what really matters. We're coming to the end of our discussion, and I wanted now to kind of ask you to dream a little bit, think ahead. So what do you think, what is the future bringing? What will be the future talent needs in maybe 2-3 years? If we think about people now, thinking about their talent development, what should they aim for to develop today to be able to deliver to you in 2 or 3 years?
Always when I'm like receiving that kind of questions, I'm thinking always like what I thought 2 years ago, yeah, about this topic. So for example, and if there is question about 5 years, then just unbelievable. So yes, things are changing, and like very fast, and then uncertainty is like that's a daily thing, and so I will be honest and I will say I don't know. Okay, so because we can guess, but of course there is like a headlines which I can repeat, and then colleagues will almost get in the same the same directions. But yes, so curiosity is the same thing today. Yeah, so it means that we will already provide on a daily basis the technology or approach or the process which will align after 2 and 3 years for our needs and customer needs hopefully then, yeah. So yeah, but of course now we can highlight that AI will bring us somewhere where we don't know exactly where and how it's going to impact. It will impact, we know, but how, like, not really. We can guess with existing information that we have. So I will stay on this. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I will go completely in the opposite direction and will say my favorite saying that there is nothing new below the sun. So everything that we have already seen for many years, for many centuries, for many actually millennials, we will need people who are able to adapt. We will need people who are able to learn fast, people who can communicate with each other, who can understand the needs of other and how they can actually help, people who are willing to help each other and solve other people's problems. And when you have the combination of that, I think that's the talent which will succeed 10 years ago, today, and in the future.
Yeah, because like to say something, I will agree that to say something is what will happen in 2-3 years, it's impossible. We can predict what will happen in 6 months, maybe. That would be more realistic. But I agree that human skills is essential. That is a must. I think previously you mentioned ownership. It's again something like you are deciding your fate. I think you yourself should decide like what industry would motivate you, what is the way you want to go, and you can chat with some LLM about, hey, I want to be there in 2-3 years, what I can do now, and adjust because nobody can predict what will happen. But try to go for some aim, for some goal, for some vision.
Thank you, Guntis. Yeah.
Yes, from government perspective, like this all the constantly changing environment, and if you think that government will be your hideaway for more stable life, so it won't be that in 3 years definitely. So we also, those things are changing, and we have to be kind of, it was one quotation, live in a permanent beta stage also in the government. So it's ever changing. I think this readiness to be in comfort in living in a little bit of mess all the time. This is ability we are looking, and sometimes people are expecting that in government at least someone will tell how things should work, but not always it's like that also in government. So I think this is the one thing. And other one is I think also it was already discussed, is ownership and looking from not your perspective, but from in government is that you have to look from the perspective of the citizen, or from the service, not from the function perspective, and to go outside yourself and to see. And now the technology gives so much, like different ways how you can gather this knowledge. You don't need like to be invite everyone, and so you have to have this ability to try to look from outside on what you are doing, and also adjusting your work to reflect not the task, but maybe was initially you were expecting that is your function, but what is expecting from your audience, your market, or in our case from the citizens, and then work on that.
All right, so I'll try to bring this all together. So first of all, from one side, nobody knows what we'll need in 2-3 years. I will extrapolate that from Ilgars. You don't know, but I think in reality, nobody knows. At the same time, there will always be the need for people who are able to adapt, who are able to learn, who are able to communicate, who are curious and continue learning, and who want to help others and solve problems. And I'm very happy to hear that, because coming from one of StartSchool founders, this is why we created StartSchool. This is exactly the kind of people that we want to train here. There are people who are able to adapt, who are looking for problems, who want to solve problems, who want to help others, who take ownership of what they are doing. And especially what Gatsi mentioned, comfort in the messy situations. I think this is something that it is definitely, in general, uncomfortable, the mess that we are in right now, but it's not going to get less messy in the future. So learning to cope with the uncertainty, with the changes that are happening all the time, adapting and developing, and finding comfort in that mess that we are all living in right now, for better or for worse. With that, I will thank you all for making time in your busy schedules to come here and talk to us about hiring, about how new talent can join the growing and awesome teams in your companies and organizations. And let's celebrate the digital week this week. And well, we're looking to have more talent in your companies, and I wish you that as well, to get high quality, great talent. Let me see the time. Well, 1 minute still there. I don't know if we have one question from the audience. Yes, please.
If you put a prompt inside of the motivational letter, how do you look at it if you receive such
a prompt? So the question is,
my motivation is simply put in prompt.
A prompt is inside your motivation.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
So you can copy that into the.
No, I write it myself, but
Yeah.
I put it as a motivational letter.
I'm not sure I understand the question. Do you understand the question?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. So yeah, let's answer this one. Okay, Guntis.
Interesting question, because like I haven't received such letters, but would I post it somewhere? Probably no. Like motivation letter is one thing, like how I look at the CV and the person who is applying, both I could look maybe at also like LinkedIn, other sites where it is. It's hard to say. Will it be benefit or not? Maybe I will just read what is in the prompt. That's the answer. I will not definitely post it somewhere, try to run it. No.
All right. Okay. One more, but that's last one. Yeah. Okay.
Also background in interviewing people, and I do these technical interviews. So we check their background. I'm software engineer. So I was wondering, and I hear from you guys that you are looking into CVs for bachelor degrees for education.
For academic degrees, yeah.
Academic degrees. I was wondering, is it still really relevant if we do technical interviews and checking how people work and actual work? Do we actually need those? What is the reasoning behind this?
I will just repeat the question so that people online also hear it. So the question is, are academic degrees still relevant in the selection process if there are homeworks and skills are tested during the selection process?
I can give my quick answer before passing to you. The thing that you have got any academic degree means something. You went through the process, you achieved something. Like, of course, if you have 10, 20-year experience, it might mean much less, but it means you have went through process and achieved something. So it's still important. Maybe it's academic degree in not specifically that position, but it's still valuable.
When we will look for very, very specific skills, don't know, very specific programming language, for example, we don't care about academical knowledge. In any other case, it is like a proof that you are willing to learn and that you are willing to follow the process and that you are willing to finish tasks that you started. So for us, it is more for cultural fit, less for specific knowledge in that academical subject.
Like pension.
It's
Yeah.
like this willingness to learn, which was mentioned like 100 times already in this discussion. Yeah.
It's like someone else has already given you a diploma and said that you can do something. So that's a...
Most amazing people that I have met in engineers are the ones that are self-taught.
And this is very, very, very good example for engineers, for software engineers. It is less important, yes, of course.
Okay,
All right. Yeah. Anyone wants to add something here? Yeah.
Short one. So if from practical view, my team will see that it fits better than guy with the academic diploma, we will take that guy with the practical knowledge. So, but that's already, I will repeat a bit. So me as a person, I learned to learn in a school. That's my approach. There is a different kind of ways how to do that. I learned to learn there. So I finished a couple of them, yeah. But in a hiring process, I told. So it is a plus. It shows something. Yeah, so I will not repeat. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, audience here in person at StartSchool, and thank you, everyone online. I hope that this discussion was valuable for you and gave some new insights. Maybe it's approved some of the thoughts that you had already before. But yeah, as I said, have a great rest of the digital week. We'll see you around. Join StartSchool if you're interested in continuing your careers in this direction. And yeah, good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.
Uz vienā kārtā iziet cauri.